right, thank you very much. To close GEEF 2025, we would now like to ask Professor An Shin-gi, the chairman of the Institute of Global Engagement and Empowerment of Yonsei University, to share his closing remarks. Please join me in welcoming Chairman An to the stage.
Yeah. Good evening. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear colleagues. Over the past 2 days, we have gathered here at Yonsei University for GEEF 2025, engaging in meaningful discussions under the theme, Time for Action, Bridging Divides for a Sustainable Future. Through this forum, we have explored diverse perspectives, fostering interdisciplinary conversations to advance the Sustainable Development Goals and address the deep divisions in our societies. As chair of the Institute for Global Engagement and Empowerment, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Yonsei University, the Ban Ki-moon Foundation for a Better Future, and the Ban Ki-moon Center for a Global Citizen in Vienna for co-hosting this forum. And I also extend my deepest appreciation to President Yoon Dong-seop and His Excellency Ban Ki-moon, the 8th Secretary General of the United Nations, whose leadership made this event possible. And to our SDG fellow professors, moderators, speakers, and guests, and our wonderful MC, thank you for your invaluable contributions. Yes, at IG, we believe the transformative change requires bold and innovative approaches. This year's GEEF 2024 has demonstrated the power of collective engagement, bringing together experts and leaders across disciplines, sectors, and borders to drive real solutions. We were honored to hear from distinguished figures such as His Excellency Muhammad Yunus, Nobel laureate and chief advisor of the interim government of Bangladesh, and Dr. Denis Mukwege, 2018 Nobel laureate. Their words reminded us of a fundamental truth. Quote, "We all have the power to change the course of history when the beliefs we are fighting for are right." Quote. During a session of disability inclusion, I was reminded of something profound. Our ability to include and support individuals with disabilities in society may be one of the defining traits that set humans apart from other species. This led me to reflect on a deeper question. How we perceive and engage with disability is not just about fairness or social justice. It is fundamentally tied to our definition of humanity itself. More than just an ethical responsibility, embracing individuals with disabilities should be seen as an essential aspect of our collective sustainability as a species. The way we welcome, empower, and integrate those with disabilities is not merely an indicator of social progress, it is a reflection of what it means to be human. This year, GEEF placed a strong emphasis on climate action, focusing on Arctic climate change, climate education, and youth-led solutions. We also hosted the Great Minds sessions featuring Governor Lee Chang-yong of the Bank of Korea and former World Bank President Jim Yong Kim, reinforcing that our conversations are not just theoretical, but action-driven, engaging real-world decision makers. During Arctic Climate session, one statement struck me deeply. The polar regions act like the immune system of our planet, and they are melting. We recognize that climate change is real. We see it, feel it, and experience its impact in our daily lives. But knowing that climate change is happening is one thing. Understanding what actions we must take is another challenge entirely. During a session on climate education, I was asked a simple but thought-provoking question: who here considers themselves a global citizen? I raised my hand, but only halfway. Because at the moment, I found myself asking, what does it mean? What does it truly mean to be a responsible citizen? A responsible citizen follows the law, pays taxes, and contributes to society, duties that are not always easy. In many countries, people fulfill obligations such as military service, public safety, and social welfare. But is climate action considered a civic duty? Not yet, not in the same way. For example, in Korea, waste separation and recycling are fundamental responsibilities of every citizen. This too is a climate-related action, one that is fully integrated into civic duty. Yet, when it comes to broader climate responsiveness, adapting to and taking appropriate action against climate change, it is still often seen as a personal choice or an act of goodwill rather than a fundamental responsibility. In other words, it is perceived as something commendable but not obligatory. This mindset needs to change. Just as paying taxes and obeying the law are core responsibilities of citizenship, climate responsiveness must also be recognized as a fundamental civic duty, an integral part of what it means to be a responsible citizen. Yesterday's session revealed another striking reality. More than half of the goods consumed in developed countries are produced in developing countries. During production, carbon emissions are generated, but they are not fully accounted for in official report. In other words, our true carbon footprint is far greater than what statistics show. This underscores a fundamental truth. Climate change is not an abstract, distant issue. It is deeply intertwined with our everyday lives and global economic systems. Recognizing this, Governor Lee Chang-yong of the Bank of Korea made an important point. Quote, "Carbon neutrality is not just a challenge for export industries, it is a responsibility for all of us." Quote, "To achieve meaningful change, we must go beyond policy reform and rethink our entire social and economic structures. However, policy alone is not enough. Systemic change is impossible without a fundamental shift in our mindset and worldview." At IG, we recognize the embracing climate action is an essential part of being a responsible global citizen. Moving forward, one of our key priorities will be to define climate responsibility as an integral part of global citizenships. Beyond climate issues, GEEF 2025 also addressed critical challenges related to inequality, public health, AI, and diplomacy, all within the backdrop of ongoing geopolitical conflicts. Through these discussions, we have reaffirmed an essential truth: achieving the SDGs requires both vision and action. And that action must begin with each of us. Above all, we have been reminded that true transformation begins with people. We must challenge our own mental models and rethink how we approach global challenges. And to do this, higher education institutions must embrace bold and creative innovation. Yes, the world is changing rapidly, and we must prepare for disruptive change. At the end of the 19th century, Yonsei University lit a beacon of hope during a dark period in history. If Yonsei stands as the living evidence of global engagement and empowerment, we hope that this history will continue in countries and institutions around the world that are in great need. IG will strive to fulfill its role in this endeavor. As we leave this venue, I hope that the momentum we have built here will not end with this conference, but will continue to grow in the months and years ahead. Let us take the ideas sparked here and turn them into real, tangible action. With this, we conclude GEEF 2025. Thank you all for your participation. See you again at GEEF 2026. Thank you.